If Wendy Williams has a take on the hottest issues about celebrities, then she surely has a reaction to everything that her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, got to say about her. We have witnessed them having this feud for a very long time now. If for some it is getting tiring, Kevin Hunter is not going to stop until he gets completely broke. He's not content with all the money that he got from Wendy when they were still together, and here he is still trying to ask her for money even though they have been separated for quite a while already. Wendy, on the other hand, might have been quiet before about Kevin having an affair, but right now she is not going down without a fight. She sure knows what to do to stop Kevin from his plan of extorting more money from her. She's also not going to keep quiet anymore about her ex-husband's remarks about her. If he got something bad to say about her, then she got more to expose about him and Sharina, Kevin's new partner, and the reason for the falling out of Wendy and Kevin's marriage. Did you guys see Kevin's interview in a podcast, which was really hilarious and almost laughable? It's as if he wants every fan of Wendy and Wendy herself to give him credit for the success of the Wendy Williams show. In this interview that I'm talking about, he kept on pointing out that his title was the king behind the purple chair of power. Is he for real?
Nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever bring the energy, the charisma, the passion, the expertise, the talent, and whatever else you want to call it, like you seen Kelvin Hunter and my ex, Wendy Williams, and the team that was behind us. And I mean the whole team. That includes my current lady now. Yeah, I said it.
He also talked about his and Wendy's son on this podcast, saying that Wendy's supposedly going to buy their son, Kevin Jr., an apartment, but recently he got evicted. Well, Kevin Hunter took this opportunity to mock Wendy, knowing that she did not yet buy the apartment they were talking about and that it was being rented out. According to him, he wants their son to live a normal college life. If you're already starting to get irritated by the guts of this dude, then wait until you hear more. Okay, so going back to that title he gave himself, the purple chair of power that he was referring to is the famous chair of Wendy herself in the show. I mean, does anybody else refer to him like that besides himself? Oh, maybe Sharina. So when Wendy filed for divorce, she also had Kevin fired from the show. Yes, he was once part of the Wendy Williams show, but let's be honest here, he was not the key to its success.
Best friend, he's my lover, he's all this and he's all that. I know what you've been seeing. And I knew what the streets have been talking about.
Wendy shared this in one of her interviews as well, saying that he left him divorced and unemployed. Well, I would say that it was not enough considering the things that she went through because of his affair. Kevin even kept on saying that the show began to decline when he was no longer part of it because he got fired. Because of this podcast interview, fans were quick to call him out right away. They said that Wendy is already pretty established even before he came into her life. Additionally, people have already talked about this before, that Kevin is just using Wendy for her money and that he's a gold digger. Looks like they're correct because until now, Kevin is forcing Wendy to pay him alimony even though he was the one who wrecked their marriage by having a mistress and having a child with her mistress. But before we continue, if you guys love Wendy Williams and want to see more updates about her and her life, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Going back, so fans are now very angry at him for giving himself such credit when he did not even do anything big in the first place. Wendy would surely still be able to achieve everything that she has right now even without him. Where exactly is he getting the nerve to talk about this topic? Obviously, ever since the divorce and ever since he got fired, it seems like he does not have any desire to find another decent job. Also, he kept on blaming everyone else with what is happening to him, but he conveniently forgets about how he betrayed Wendy and what she went through because of him and Sharina, his mistress. As many of you already know by now, Wendy is still recovering because she just completed rehab.
And our son's in Miami. So I have to be calm on the phone with him, you know, like a loving mother. I have to be happy on the TV every morning live from New York.
She had been vocal about her alcoholism before and even went to a rehab center but had a relapse when she found out about Kevin and Sharina having a child. Many are also pointing out that Kevin just wants to stay relevant by always including Wendy in his statements and interviews. It's as if he does not know how to exist alone and always finds the need to drag Wendy in everything that he does. Well, he is not doing anything right now anyway, besides waiting for Wendy to continue paying him alimony. I bet we're all looking forward to Wendy's comeback because she sure will shut down everything that Kevin is saying about her. It seems like Kevin is so eager to put the spotlight to himself just so he can extort money from Wendy instead of just spending his time, effort, and energy into finding a job so that he can provide for his family. I bet that he must be afraid that Sharina would leave him once he can no longer give her the lifestyle that she wants. I know how frustrating it is to hear these interviews of Kevin because it's just like a cycle. He would always go on trying to make up these stories as if he still knew what was happening with Wendy. He did not even give her any consideration and already filed for a case against her because he stopped receiving his alimony pay. Many of you might already be familiar with the settlement agreement because this has been one of the hottest issues when it was made public. Wendy has also talked about this before, about how she's always on time in sending them their monthly alimony. She sure knows that Kevin is relying completely on this money to provide for his new family. But since Wendy is not completely in her best state and is having so much on her plate, she stopped paying him alimony. Her health might not be the sole reason for this, but when Kevin filed the case, Wendy's attorney clarified the reason right away. She talked about the cancellation of the Wendy Williams show and that Wendy is no longer getting any compensation from the show. Additionally, she is not working right now and there are no other TV shows that are paying her the same amount. What do you think would happen once Wendy returns? What can you say about these statements that Kevin is making about Wendy? I would love to know your thoughts, so comment them down below. Another reason why Wendy is incapable of paying alimony is because her bank is not yet giving her access to her own money. This is because Wells Fargo has grounds to believe that Wendy is not in her best state to make financial decisions. All of that could be the reason, or that she just saw an opportunity to not give Kevin and Sharina even a dime. She should have done this before. They have benefited a lot from her money. Kevin even bought Sharina a house before when he was still married to Wendy. The audacity, right? No honorable man would do that. People are not accusing Kevin of extorting money from Wendy without basis. They knew ever since that he was just in it for money and he stayed married to her for years because she was the one who had money and the one paying the bills. Even though his affair with Sharina was getting serious, he still refused to divorce Wendy because he knows that he will no longer be able to leech off of her if he would do that. He just solidified these claims about him when he asked for alimony pay, and now that Wendy is no longer giving him the money, he is mad and taking this to court. People are expecting him to soon be broke because according to his statement, he will soon face foreclosure of his house if Wendy would still not give him the severance pay. He also claimed that he's behind most of his bills and that he cannot even pay for his car insurance. Apparently, he has to undergo a hip surgery and he does not have the money for that because he does not have a job and he does not have any other source of income. Basically, he would not be able to survive for long if Wendy would not give him alimony. Like what I've said earlier and what most people have been saying for a long time already, he should just get a job instead of wasting away his remaining financial resources in paying a high-value attorney for a simple case like this. He said that he was so great, right? That he was behind Wendy's success. If so, then why can't he make him and Sharina successful? Why are they still running their mouths saying unnecessary revelations about Wendy? They are obviously taking advantage of Wendy's situation right now, knowing that she is not yet going to drag them down. Well, I guess that they must wait for her to return because she sure would not be happy to hear him saying that he's the king behind the purple chair of power. That is so lame and cringeworthy anyways. If Kevin continuously talks about Wendy in any of the interviews that he will soon do, then we are excited to see what Wendy would say about them once her podcast is running. For sure, fans would support her and would look forward to her return because we all love to hear her tea again. Not just about the other celebrities in the industry, but also about her ex-husband and how he is relentless in pressuring her to give him money. For sure, she is seeing all these acts of Kevin and she must be laughing because she sure would be ready to take them down. By the way, if you're wondering if Wendy is allowed to stop giving Kevin alimony, then the answer is yes, because according to the document that they've signed, if Wendy's contract with her show is not renewed or suspended, the severance pay would be subjected to either termination or modification. So yes, Wendy can keep doing this. Whether she had this planned all along or the odds are just completely in her favor right now, it does not matter as long as she is winning. Kevin is obviously running away from karma for a long time, but it is catching up on him. Well, he should act faster and do damage control before Wendy leaves him and Sharina with nothing to start with. We'll make sure to do an update about this fiasco because we are in for a whole lot of more drama. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out these videos.